new director tried to replace my system on his first day, not realizing I was the only reason it worked. A few years ago, I was brought in as a senior systems engineer to stabilize a logistics platform that had already burned through 2 internal teams and was missing deadlines while losing serious money. I wasn't a full-time employee, just a contractor hired to fix the system, make it scalable, and leave. Within 6 months, I rebuilt the automation layer, redesigned routing engine, and eliminated enough inefficiencies to save the company just over $4 million a year. It was quiet at work, no politics, just measurable result. Then they hired a new operations director. We'll call him Mark. He walked in on Monday, clearly determined to prove himself. In his first meeting, he criticized legacy architecture he didn't understand, threw around buzzwords like modernization strategy, and suggested we scrap core components for a vendor solution he preferred. The problem was that those legacy components were only 6 months old, and I had personally built them. During a team review, he pointed at my automation framework and casually said, "This is temporary, right? We'll replace this with something enterprise grade." I calmly explained that the framework processed 83% of daily transactions, reduced manual work by 40 hours per week, and directly generated the $40 million in savings leadership praised during his onboarding. He smiled and said, "We'll see." That was enough for me. Instead of arguing, I scheduled a brief meeting with the CFO and clarified something simple. My contract allowed a 2-week disengagement notice. The documentation was intentionally high level because the framework was proprietary, and if leadership chose to replace it, I would step aside professionally, but they should expect a 3 to 6 month slowdown and $1.2 million in temporary losses during transition. No threats, just numbers. The CFO asked if savings would continue if nothing changed. I said yes. That same afternoon, Mark's system modification approval access was quietly revoked. By Friday, his modernization initiative was placed under executive review, and by the following Tuesday, he was re-signed to another division. He lasted 8 business days. Ironically, a catered strategy dinner had already been booked for him with senior leadership at a rooftop restaurant, and canceling would have raised questions, so it went ahead as scheduled. Except instead of celebrating his arrival, it became a painfully polite networking event where no one mentioned system changes. I stayed another year. The platform scaled further and savings increased. Mark tried to establish authority by dismantling what he didn't understand, but in the end, leadership chose the person who kept the engine running, because when performance is measurable, ego doesn't last very long.